Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard and weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, 8:55 on your AM dial, 9:30 every Sunday morning. The longest-running, award-winning radio show in Australia. And today, we have hit rock bottom because it's me and diversity. We got rid of the weak links.
Oh,
Well, probably that'll come back to bite me in the
I'll tell you
arse.
what, you've jumped on the high run here. You've gone the early crew with that flawless introduction, mate.
I've set the bar high,
Wait.
but I'm ready for a low ending.
Way too high.
Way too high. So obviously we've had a big week in the union movement this week, and we actually have we're actually speaking to Comrade Lisa. So she's the women's organiser at the CFMEU. She's the one that's been planning all the action that the women have been doing all week. So we'll speak to Lisa if she's there.
Yeah, g'day.
How good's that? Flawlessly. G'day, Comrade. What's happening?
So much. We've seen some big actions take place in the last few days with the IWD rally.
Yep. Good attendance?
Amazing. A few thousand women and men took to the streets to celebrate women and acknowledge their wins, but also recognise their struggles and fight for equality and fairness, both in the workplace and in the community.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, you've had a week of action, you've had a heap of activities. So what are some of the activities you've been up to, Lise?
Yeah, so we've, so first of all, a big shout out to the women and men who took to the streets and walked alongside, our very diverse of women and allies. And the CFMEU was clearly a dominant union at that rally, and I really appreciate the attendance.
As we always are.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a number of interesting things come out in a couple of days. Some of you may have been across the issues that women and men have constantly faced with about the gender pay gap that exists in Australia, and we've been battling that for a long time. But interestingly enough, the Workplace Gender Equality Agency put out their stats last week, and surprisingly, there's a large number of cohorts of employers in there that, clearly need to do much more around gender pay gap. But John Holland's topped one of the biggest in the... John Holland's being Australia's largest construction company, has a whopping 35.8% gender pay gap. Shame on them. And
Shame on them.
Disgusting.
Shame on considering, that they're completely, supposedly across our procurement, strategy for building gender equality industry. We think we would have thought our leaders in the industry would have been setting the example, but clearly not.
we've got to say, just in regards to our EBAs and that, you get paid by the position, not by the gender. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Women on the grassroots on factory floor or on site, they're certainly paid by their classification and are paid equal, thanks to our enterprise agreement.
We're more talking about with John Holland, it'd be more their office staff and their upper management. That'd be correct, wouldn't it, Lisa?
Well, they often employ large cohorts of casual women on working construction sites, so casual employment for, affect women's earning capacity and certainly their superannuation as well, and all the other benefits that flow from that. But certainly they're not employing women in full-time skilled of work.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to be changed.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously now on the government jobs, we've got like social procurement where you've got to have a percentage of women, it's a percentage of Indigenous, a percentage of disabled, a percentage of all that. So we're starting to get a fair few because of the work Lisa's done, starting to get a fair few women into the industry. We've got a few women delegates now too, don't we, Lisa?
Yep, we've just under 10 women delegates in HSRs, and we're increasingly developing women's skills on site so that they are better placed to be elected as site delegates, and that's really important because the CFMEU recognises that if we're genuine in building equality, then we need to be building women in all structures of our union, and that's particularly important.
Well, speaking of our delegates, last night when I was actually at the rally, one of our own, Jade Delaney, gave a great speech. Didn't she, Lisa?
Yeah, absolutely. The two CFMEU women really knocked it out of the park, in my view. Jade spoke openly and candidly about her experiences as a delegate, but also as a construction woman. And Julie Laurie has been phenomenal in, as have a large group of women who've been campaigning for the last months, along with other union women, around the banning of non-disclosure agreements. And so that's a big campaign that union women in Victoria are continuing to take to government to abolish non-disclosure agreements, particularly around issues of sexual harassment in the workplace.
So just correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa. So the non-disclosure agreements is, say, if a boss has done something inappropriate to one of his lady workers, then they do a legal deal where the victim can't speak about it and the boss keeps going along in his merry, merry way.
You've absolutely nailed it, yes.
Yeah.
Not only the boss, but the perpetrator.
Yeah.
What these non-disclosure agreements allow the employer to do is not address their health and safety issues in their workplaces or on their sites. So it allows them to just, continue doing what they do with total regard to providing a safe workplace for all workers. And then it allows the perpetrator to continue with, their shit behaviour, quite frankly. There's the issue with the non-disclosure agreements also silences the victim for life. So, generally women, but also men. That means that because of their agreement, they cannot speak about their experience. And what we're learning is that this can cause ongoing harm and trauma to the victim.
Well, yeah, you see a lot of it with the victims, like obviously of institutional, like the Catholic Church and
abuse,
all the institutional abuse. I remember we heard about Dyson Hayden, the Royal Commissioner, and I tell you what, that's all gone quiet. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a non-disclosure agreement done on that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Bet your bottom dollar there would be, absolutely, comrade.
So yeah, if you don't get change, you saw with the Catholic Church, a priest would do something and then they'd move him to another town down the road and it'd happen all over again. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, so. And
no repercussions, exactly right.
Yeah.
No repercussions for their shit behaviour. In typical, employer fashion, sweeping it under the carpet. And we're saying, the CFMEU is saying, all the right to work in a safe environment, and we certainly don't, we want to call out shit behaviour as we see it.
And Obviously, there'd be a few. I reckon there'd be a few nervous pollies about that. Trying us getting that up, please.
100%, especially in the Liberal side of town.
Oh, both sides of town. They're both as shocking as each other. Let's be honest. So, but also, obviously, you've been doing this a while. What's the biggest thing you're proud about? Obviously, we're doing it in the moment in relation. The union's doing it in relation to women.
Yeah, I suppose we're about to launch, the Victorian government, along with industry and unions, we're about to launch an 8-year strategy plan.
Yep.
And that plan will, detail, real tangible outcomes for employers to engage with more women in construction. For the union, it's more about getting women in skilled occupations and trades, and that's something that we're really wanting women to, pursue careers, long-time careers in the industry through skilled areas of work. And we've got a lot of them going on at the moment, women taking up trades across the industry.
Getting them in apprenticeships. Because you did an apprenticeship yourself, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, qualified carpenter and joiner, and I'm really proud of that. And I've been a long-time activist in trying to advance women in our industry, in our youth. And we're seeing, women rock up to young activist meetings and branch meetings, and they're having a fair income go.
Oh yeah, every union event there's a big contingent of women. I know that word.
Nailed that.
Yeah, contingency of women, absolutely.
That's it.
So
Thank God Lisa was here to say contingency, right?
oh well.
Listen, on a positive note, I do want to acknowledge, CFMEU women battling the odds about, reducing the not only the gender pay gap but also the superannuation gap, because one of the significant and stark stats that are coming out that the largest cohort of homelessness in this country are women over age 55, and that's a lot to do with their financial circumstances, obviously. And during the week we did hear that the federal Labor government did announce that super will finally be paid as of 1 July next year on parental leave. And I think, every union woman who has battled the odds for the last 10 bloody years on getting that through, on International Women's Day 2024, we should be celebrating with our brothers and our fellow sisters who have led that campaign for a very, very long time. And it just goes to show that when unions come together and battle through the odds and keep taking it up to our government, we can create change. So as of 1 July next year, when women or anyone taking parental leave will be receiving super on their parental leave.
And obviously there's some stuff, obviously we're in negotiations for the new agreement. There's also some stuff we're working on around maternity leave as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to some positive growth around parental leave, because as a union we recognise the importance of women but also men, taking appropriate caring responsibilities and leave, especially birth of a newborn or the adoption of a child. That really requires both parents to have time off.
Yeah. So, I know we're looking at some stuff, and obviously it's still getting negotiated, but I know we're talking about some of the changes in that, so which will be good, which they should have. You need that time off, if you're a woman, to care for your baby, and if you're a bloke, you need that time off to do your part as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly right.
And paid time off is the biggest thing, because caring responsibilities, regardless who's doing it, is often unrecognised and most times unpaid.
I'd hate to be a steel fixer, boss. You'll have no one left. So, So anything else, Lise?
No, I think that's about it. Thanks for having a chat, and big shout out to all of our members who support women, and big shout out to women as well.
And obviously we've got a women's raffle going at the moment, or is that done?
Hey, yeah, that's taken off like wildfire. We can't keep up. We've almost sold 5,000 tickets. There's a mega Mother's Day raffle. It's a bunch of women activists who thought that would raise some money to do some training and development, but also recognising that we want to weigh into a number of significant charities.
So if you haven't, go see your shop steward, get a ticket, buy a ticket for the Mother's Day raffle. We all love our mums, so you go buy a ticket and
Get around it.
get around it. And if your shoppy hasn't got tickets, tell him to go get some tickets, or you can buy them you can get them at the office, whatever. Get a ticket. You got to be in it to win it.
Absolutely, comrade.
All right, thanks, Lise. And
Thanks, mate. See ya.
You
See you,
take it
mate.
easy, Lisa. See ya.
so we might cut to a track.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, do you know I got it? All I'm asking is for a little respect when you come home. Just a little bit, hey, baby, just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit, mister, just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong while you gone. I ain't gonna do you wrong 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking is for a little respect, just a little bit, baby, just a little bit. Oh, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm out to give it all my money, and all I'm asking in return, honey, is to give me my breakfast when you get home. Just a little bit, oh, just a little bit, just a little bit. Ooh, your kisses, sweeter than honey. And guess what? So is my money. All I want you to do for me is give it to me when you get home. Yeah, baby, whip it to me. Just get home now, just a little bit. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, T-F-T-C-T. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, little respect. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me. Woo! Little bit, little respect, just a little bit. I'll get tired, little bit. Keep on trying, just a little bit. You're running out of food, little bit. I ain't lying, just a little bit. Please, when you come home, what you say? Just a little bit.
What a great song. You can't beat
Oh, mate.
Aretha Franklin. She is the queen of rock, I'd say, or soul. Obviously, we've had a bit going on, and I know you were hard at work on it. The Dunkley by-election, brother.
Yeah. So it was a big weekend last weekend. We had Peter Murphy, when she passed away, so they had to do a by-election for her seat. And Jodie, can't remember her last name, but Jodie, well, she was handpicked by Peter. She was a mother. She's a,
I've got to say, if anyone's I've dealt with Peter Murphy, I remember she was an awesome character.
Oh, she was champion, absolute champion.
Absolute champion.
And she was doing some great work for the area of Dunkley anyway. But obviously you had Jodie in there, and she ended up getting up by all this. Like she won. She shit it in. I'll tell you now, Labour shit it in. They're saying about, you had Susan Lay there sitting down there trying to tell everyone about thugs on the gates and all this here, unions on the gates, and it was just a little old lady with a Labour thing standing in front of Nathan Conroy. But see, if you look in the actual thing of it, Labour's primary went up by 0.9%, and they got a swing apparently of 3-something%. That was just all the right-wing Nuffy vote, because One Nation and UAP didn't
They
stand.
and if you look at, I was watching a thing on the news. If you look at key booths, which were Liberal last time, they actually swang. If you break it down, the booths they actually swang back. And you see the cost of living's hurting everyone, all that. But you're going well when the Liberals are celebrating a loss.
Oh,
You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, how funny is that? Like, that's the best. We got nothing, so we'll celebrate a loss. We were gonna.
Mate.
deep down, that's eating that potato head.
A lot of-
Vito.
Good on to a lot of the delegates who went down and stood on the booths, helped hand out pamphlets and that there, but you knew who the Liberals were down there anyway, rocking up in Range Rovers and all this here. It's a working class area, and these people think they're in Turak or something.
Yeah, but it's one of those seats too. Some of it's like proper working class, and then some areas are better than others. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And they ran the whole race sort of, the filthy race game, being racist towards people, saying, oh, you've got murderers and rapists and all in the area. If you want them out, vote for Liberals and all this here. Nathan Conroy was a bit of a joke himself,
Oh, yeah, please. Never been in the
Oh,
area.
calls himself an Irishman. Makes me sick.
I tell you what, that does make me sick. Some of these Liberal and Labor, like, they don't actually live in the seat they represent. That's a joke. You're supposed to be, politics is supposed to be the representing of the community of where you live.
Yeah.
You're not a representation of the community if you live 8 suburbs over.
Yeah.
Are you? Please. So,
Like, what's the seat of, Mount Eliza and all that? Nothing against the people in that area, but like they're going to be a lot more richer than the people of Frankston.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The breakdown of that area is
You're pushing
pretty...
towards Langmorn and all that there. I wonder who lives in Langmorn. Can't remember.
I'm not going there. So. All right. So, yeah. And, so that's pretty much on the politics. I think there's another by-election coming up in Tassie, but...
No, that's actually state election.
State election.
State election going on.
So
there.
that'll be interesting to see because we've got a lot of Tassie members, obviously, with
Yeah.
the Victorian and Tassie branch. So we'll be down there doing our bit. But there's a lot riding on it. I know the football stadium's getting banded about. There's a lot of big work coming up down in Tassie. And we might get Richie and the lads on in the next couple of weeks to give us a breakdown of what's going on. So
Yeah, bloody hell.
we might even send the Griller and Skinny down to do a bit of a...
That would be a great idea.
A bit of a tour of duty.
Bit of recon.
So, obviously, there was a pay increase as of the 1st of March to all allowances. So, if you haven't got your pay increase on your allowances, it's not an EBA thing. It's through the award and it's CPI. It's in the last agreement. So, it's all the allowances have gone up 3.8%. So, obviously, we're still in negotiations in the new agreement. So, that'll be where all the pay increases get worked out and all that. But, like I said, the allowances have all gone up. So, we're talking the apprentice allowances, living away from home allowance, overnight allowance, all them allowances, height allowance, site allowance, all that, and every other allowance has gone up because it's tied to CPI, and that's gone up 3.8. So that should be all getting passed on to you at the moment.
And if it isn't,
speak to your shop steward. Yeah. And the shop steward should have flyers on it as well.
Yep.
So make sure. How good's that?
You can't beat it. Like,
yeah, we always win, don't we?
100% we win. We do. That's it. We get the results. We're not like the AW where we get the results.
Pays to belong, mate.
That's
Pays
it,
to
mate.
belong. Obviously, change of term coming up, so get your ticket in.
Exactly.
The other thing is, while we're talking about the EBA, obviously, I was in the EBA department yesterday or the day before. The girls in there and that department leader and all them, it looks like they're gearing up, getting ready to go for the new EBA, putting systems in place, talking to the exec, negotiations. There's only a few things they're still bantering around at the moment. Obviously, it's been a long negotiations and the master builders are playing up like pork chops. But obviously, when we reach agreement, like the secretary said, we're having a mass meeting with all our members so they can endorse the agreement, whether they want to accept it or not. But once we get an in-principle agreement with the negotiating committee, then we'll take it to the membership.
And it's one thing just to remember, there's nothing given to us in this game.
No.
We have to fight for everything we get, and this is no different. It's a negotiation. It's not we got to negotiate and make this happen. So I know some people are getting frustrated saying, oh, how come the EBA isn't out? It's because something like this isn't worth rushing. Either, by the way.
It takes time too, and there's so many things. Like, you got to remember, we had a building code. Now the building code's gone. We can put stuff back in the agreement we want. Even like stuff we've written wording around it, we had to write wording around for the building code.
Yeah.
Well, you got to go through and dissect all that wording and put back what you. And it's not as like we never gave it up easy. So the builders aren't going to say, "Well, you the CFMEU, let's do whatever you want." You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
right.
hard negotiation, and power to the people that have been negotiating the agreement. But so apparently we're down to a few clauses and all that at this stage. So hopefully we'll have a result soon, or we'll have an in-principle agreement, and then we'll be able to take it to the membership. And like at the end of the day, we are a democratic union. We will, you'll see the changes, and you'll make the choice whether we accept it or we don't accept it.
Exactly right.
So, which will be good. So that's where that's at. What else has been happening, mate?
On a positive note, let's talk about the long weekend coming up.
Oh,
The Labour Day long weekend.
that's a nice place to belong
Oh,
again,
mate,
doesn't it?
100%, mate.
So
While you're enjoying, just sit back and enjoy when you're on. I don't know if you're going away for the weekend or whatever, but if you're having a beer or whatever you're doing that you enjoy, just have a thought for the people who fought for that.
yeah,
Long
obviously
weekend.
you got it's
Another thing that wasn't given to us either.
yeah, and obviously it's a lockdown weekend, so you got the Saturday, the Sunday, public holiday on the Monday, and RDO on the Tuesday. So pays to belong, and you've got to enjoy it. And these are the time you can have with your family. And like it is, it's a Labor Day weekend. It's about celebrating workers, but
100%. And when you hear all these rats like Andrew Bolt and all these Sky News whinging about unions, well, you can thank them for your long weekend. Things like healthcare, you know what I mean? All that, you know what I mean? That all comes from the labour movement. You
do you
know
reckon
what I mean?
if you're Andrew Bolt's mum, you'd be disappointed?
100%.
Like, just the way he carries on.
100%.
Like, you'd be sitting there, oh, please.
100%. He's in Israel at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah. We've got better move into Scallywags.
Oh,
because
here we go.
I'm getting wound up here. You know,
Oh,
that's
mate,
how good.
fire up, mate.
Fire up. So who we got?
I reckon we'll go. Well, I'll tell you what, Suki Lalas, you got to go to the Liberal Party.
Yeah, well, that's the next. So who we got for Scallywags?
Scallywags.
Linkstone, not paying any compliance. What are the ones Corey put through?
Vesta was the other one, and someone from Simmel, I think, was playing.
Simmel carrying on.
Simmel.
Trying to whinge and carry on just being whingers. Moaning. Vestas for didn't want to do a deal with the union for their job, but then wanted dispensation for their subbies to work Labor Day.
Oh yeah, no, that's
so
it.
we're going to do that.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of negotiating.
Yeah. So give us nothing, and then we're going to help you out. Yeah, that's a great deal. Yeah, that's not going to happen. BMD.
Still at it, mate. I was out at the shit farm and I was out at Mickleham Road with the boys this week. Mate, they just don't get it. You go out there and they're doing no barricading, they're digging trenches with no shields or anything in it, like no access egress, plants tagged.
Jobs are shit too.
Plants not compliant. The lifting gear isn't tagged or nothing.
Just the way management treat the
Oh,
blokes.
mate, it's just.
All right, who are we going to go with there, brother?
BMT.
Oh, I reckon Vestas. Don't give us nothing, bloody, and then
right.
try and take away a day.
Yeah,
Wow.
all right.
We'll give it to Vestas.
We negotiate. I'll give you Vestas.
Now, Suki Lala. So I reckon the Melbourne Football Club, because everyone thought they were going to have another good season. They started off, haven't they landed on their knees for the opening round?
Talk about a false start, eh?
And I've got to say the AFL, because this opening round it's dribble. It's either round one or nothing.
Round zero, yeah.
Round zero, yeah. I'm not agreeing with
I think
that.
the sport world might be laughing at us at the minute.
Oh, we're carrying on like a bunch of gooses. Who else we got?
Well, you got
Simmel.
Oh, yeah.
Ringing up, having a whinge. God,
When
Joe
you
Bartola.
whinge. Having a few sherbets in you and then having a little bit of a whinge at night, you know what I mean?
Who else is whinging?
Well, the Liberal Party, like I said before, they're having a... Well, they were actually celebrating having a whinge, I guess.
They're celebrating, making out they're not whinging, but we all know they really are whinging.
They are sucking, mate. Peter Credlin.
Oh.
Mate, her and Jeff Kennett's face, gold at the weekend.
They imagine having a drink with those two. You'd go and jump off the side of the building straight after, wouldn't you?
Be the life of the
life's
party.
enough.
Absolute
Rock bottom.
Life of the party there.
So who are we going with? Jeff Kennett, Peter Credlin, looking about losing.
Yeah, I reckon that's a beauty. I reckon you go that there.
Yeah, so we'll go with Jeff Kennett and Peter Credlin.
On you, Jeffrey.
So we might go out the same old way. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
And good morning from the Concrete Gang, and we're going out with Power in the Union.
There's power in the factory, power in the land, power in the hand of the worker. But it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There is power in a union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood. Mistakes of the bosses we must pay for. From the cities in the boss's way, sir. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black leg, all workers unite. With our brothers and our sisters in many far-off lands, there is power in our union. Now I long for the morning that they realise brutality and unjust laws cannot defeat us. But who'll defend the workers who cannot organise when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us? Money speaks for money, the devil for his own. Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? What a comfort to the widow, a light to the child. There is power in our union. Together we will stand. There is power in our union.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au. You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.